So today we're going to be talking about fights that I would love to see that will never happen and make no sense. So these are just like dream matchups that I would like to see. Starting off with the featherweight GOAT. Yes, the featherweight GOAT is Alexander Volkanovski. It is not Aldo. Aldo's not even top 2 featherweights of all time. Alexander Volkanovski is the best. He is the current UFC featherweight champion. A fight, tell me this fight wouldn't slap. Tell me I haven't hit the fucking jackpot here. I'm actually speechless. Volkanovski versus Pereira. That is an absolute banger. What a fight that would be. That would be awesome. Tell me this wouldn't be like that has to be. I've just given you your dream fight. Whatever you thought you wanted to see before, you didn't. This is it now. This is the dream fight. Volkanovski versus Pereira. Look, I think this would be a really, really, really fun fight. Like, what's the height difference between both guys? Jan's actually taller than Volk. What's the reach like? 181, 170. Yeah, so there's a big reach disadvantage there for Pereira. Volkanovski, for someone who is so short, has like really long arms, which is pretty weird, but like kind of like a Mike Wazowski build from Monsters Inc. is what Volk's kind of rocking with. But Volkanovski, amazing. Volkanovski is one of the most complete mixed martial artists of all time. He is extremely well-rounded. And tell me the same thing can't be said about Pereira. Tell me the same thing can't be... Like, could you imagine the striking exchanges between Volkanovski and Pereira?
Bruh.
Could you imagine this fight? Holy shit. This would be awesome. Now, in terms of who I think would win this, I think it would be interesting. Obviously, Volk is the bigger guy. Pereira has fought at featherweight before, but Volkanovski's fought at like fucking middleweight, I'm pretty sure, before. So there's a big size difference. Pereira doesn't have a bad chin. The power advantage would definitely be to Volkanovski. I don't think Pereira can't even knock out bantamweights, so he's definitely not knocking out Volkanovski. But the striking exchanges between both guys are actually going to make me get a fucking half chub sitting here, to be honest. Like, it would be insane. Look, genuinely, my prediction for this fight, skill for skill, I would pick Pereira. I don't know if that's a hot take, it might be, but skill for skill, I would pick Pereira. I just think his boxing, I think he would be able to get to Volkanovski. I think the way he's able to switch stances and how smart Pereira is on the feet, the reads he'd be able to make. Now, Volkanovski has a really good jab, does a really good job with his lateral movement. Skill for skill, I would go Pereira. But I think the size factor would be a problem in this fight. Like, I know Pereira's taller than him and shit, but Volk has fought at such a much higher weight and has like out-muscled Islam Makhachev, for example. So he's going to out-muscle Pereira. I think Jan is the more skilled fighter than what Volkanovski is, in my opinion, just in terms of all-round. I think Pereira is more skilled than him. But let me know, is that a hot take? Like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, fuck, am I really saying like a hot take here? But I kind of, in my mind, if I heard someone say that, I'd be like, yeah, that's a lukewarm take. It's not a crazy take. You know what I mean? It's not ridiculous to say that Jan's more well-rounded. But I think the size would play a factor in this. And Jan likes to build into fights. And Volkanovski isn't the biggest puncher, but he does carry some power in his hands. And I think Jan is there to be hit at points. How well would he take a shot off Volkanovski? I'm unsure. And he doesn't have a bad chin, like, and Volk isn't the biggest puncher, but the size difference is what's really throwing me off here. Either way, it's a great fight. I would love to see it. Gun to my head, if I had to make a prediction, I'm taking Pereira. I actually think Jan would beat Volkanovski. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because I know I'm right. Because I was right about my other predictions last weekend. Like, I literally told everybody Buckley would have beat Usman. And Buckley would have beat Usman if takedowns weren't a thing. So, yeah, Pereira, there's just something about this fight that's just, I want to see it so bad. We're never going to see it. It doesn't make sense. Next fight, this is an absolute car crash. We have got Diego Lopez taking on Justin Gaethje. Tell me this isn't cinema. Tell me this isn't an absolute all-out gunfight. This is awesome. Like, someone is getting put to kip in this matchup. Look, Diego Lopez does have a good chin. Very rarely is the guy rocked. Yes, Volk stumbled him a bit, but I think that was more Diego Lopez being caught off balance than Volkanovski just like touching the chin of him and hurting him. But Diego Lopez, this would be him moving up in weight as well. Chin in the air. I could see Gaethje's looping right hand over the top, catching him. But then again, Gaethje's chin as well. Like, Gaethje doesn't have a really bad chin, but he doesn't have a good chin, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, there's something about Gaethje's chin that just doesn't sit well with me, to be honest. He is extremely tough, though. And would Diego Lopez's power translate up to lightweight? After seeing Max Holloway's power actually end up increasing at lightweight, I'm going to say yes, Diego Lopez would be a bigger puncher. But, like, tell me this just isn't a fucking fun scrap. Diego Lopez, Justin Gaethje, absolute car crash of a fight. Who I would pick to win this one? It's a difficult one to pick because on the feet, Gaethje is a much more better striker. Like, I think Gaethje would chew the leg of Diego Lopez in there. And I think Gaethje's, yeah, like his looping right hand, I think he could come over the top as he dips his head, come over the top. But Diego Lopez has got a really nice rear uppercut. We've seen him sleep Yusuf Zalal with it. Sadiq Yusuf, not Yusuf Zalal. He does need to be slapped though pronto for being Forrest Gump in his last fight. But yeah, fuck, this would be a fun one. Who do I think would win? I think Lopez takes a punch better, and I think Lopez would get to Gaethje. I actually think Diego Lopez would knock out Justin Gaethje. Let me know who you think wins these matchups, by the way. Next one, we've just got a fun one. We've got Alex Pereira. Once the Thanos of the UFC, now people are like, he's fucking aged milk. You know what I mean? Like, no one cares about him anymore. I think Pereira's kind of seen as like Unk now in the UFC, which is insane. Him versus Derrick Lewis. Like, I'm pretty sure this fight was spoken about before, but not really serious. Alex Pereira, Derrick Lewis is just a fun fight. Pereira is a much better fighter than Derrick Lewis, but Derrick Lewis is a massive heavyweight and I think he's got the most knockouts. He's definitely got the most knockouts in heavyweight history. I don't know if he has the most knockouts of all time, but carries some serious punching power in there. He would be at a real size disadvantage, Pereira, but like skill wise, he's just light years above Derrick Lewis. I actually think Derrick Lewis would really struggle with the calf kicks of Pereira, but a part of me just sees like Derrick Lewis just like bulldozing at Pereira, just like walking through everything he has, and just catching Pereira, just outmanning him, just like he's so much bigger than him, so he's just gonna beat the shit out of him. But tell me that wouldn't be fun, Pereira up at heavyweight taking on Derrick Lewis. It's such a nothing and pointless fight, but it is just fun. I'm going to go Pereira. I don't think he knocks Derrick Lewis out cold, but I can see Pereira just chewing up the leg of Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis being too slow to get to him. There's not that grappling threat from Derrick Lewis. And I think like Pereira will be able to time him with a left hook. And I don't think it's going to be like a left hook that like starches Derrick Lewis and puts him out cold. I think it's like a left hook that like connects like flush here. And then like Derrick Lewis gets hit by and he's like, yeah, fuck that. Like kind of goes down. Couple ground and pound shots and it's done. Like he's not out cold, but he feels the left hook from Pereira. It's like Pereira hits him and it's like he's missing 2 infinity stones, you know what I mean, from the gauntlet. So it has a lot of power, but it's not like the same power from middleweight and light heavyweight. And I think like Derrick Lewis gets cracked with it after having his leg chewed up and he's just like, yeah, fuck that, I'm out of here. I've made a nice couple of quid, I'm gone. That's just a fun fight though. That is like, if Pereira loses to Ankalaev, God forbid, in the rematch, and Derrick Lewis is still about, move up and make that fight happen. I think it's a fun one, to be honest. Moving on, we have got Shawn O'Malley. Shawn O'Malley, one of the best strikers in the UFC today. Yes, today. I don't want people trying to tell me O'Malley's washed, he's shit. He's not. Merab's just that good. Shawn O'Malley, Max Holloway. Banger matchup, striker's dream matchup. This would be awesome. And you know what? See, now this is the problem as well with this one. I was instantly going to say there, Sean O'Malley's just too slick on the feet for Max Holloway, and I do believe that. I think Sean O'Malley, the way he changes stances, he's a sniper on the feet. I think he would time Max Holloway. I think he would tune him up a bit. But will Sean O'Malley be able to go the 5 rounds at the pace Max Holloway goes at? Do you get me? Because Sean O'Malley can crack, yeah, but he's not knocking out Max Holloway. He doesn't have Tapore's power, let's be honest. Can he tune up Holloway for 5 rounds? Because that's what it's going to be. It's just going to be Sean O'Malley dipping and dodging. Like, Max Holloway's like just... No, actually, I'm not going to say that. That's ridiculous. I was going to say Max Holloway's just a better Chris Matinho, but that's really disrespectful to Max Holloway. But kind of the similar scenario, if you know what I mean, where like Max Holloway's going to eat all his shots and keep coming forward. So can he go the 5 rounds? We've seen him do it against Cheeto, and he did get caught at the end of the fight, but did chin him up for the entirety of the fight, if we're being honest. But he did kind of fade a wee bit in there, and if he fades a bit in there, Max Holloway is like 1,000 times better than Cheeto Vera. So can O'Malley... If O'Malley has the 5 round cardio, he beats Max Holloway, just a better striker. But I can see O'Malley not being able to keep up with the Max Holloway pace in the later half of the fight, because he's constantly going to be on the back foot. I think Max Holloway beats Sean O'Malley. More I'm thinking about it. And finally, another fight I like to see, Dricus du Plessis versus Jiří Procházka. This is Goofball versus Goofball matchup. This is awesome. I would love to see this matchup. Who's the biggest goofball in the UFC, bruh? Jiří Procházka has talked about moving down to middleweight. I don't really rate the move, to be honest. I don't want to see it. I don't want him to deplete himself and then his chin is fucked at middleweight. But him versus Dricus, like, that's just a fun goofball matchup. Like, who would win that? Part of me feels like Jiří would beat Dricus. A part of me feels like Jiří stops him. Yo, does the neighbour want to stop cutting his fucking grass while I'm mid-recording, or what? Dricus or Jiří, who wins that? Fuck! That would actually be such a war as well. Do you know who I'm actually taking Jiří to beat Dricus. Ignore that voice break. Do I believe that, though? Do I believe that? I can just see Jiří just like... for some reason, I can just envision Jiří catching him with a spinning elbow like shit he caught Dominic Reyes with. But like... Yeah, I'm taking Jiří. I think Jiří would stop Dricus du Plessis. I'm envisioning this fight at light heavyweight, by the way. Yeah, I'm taking Jiří. But yeah, this was just a video that just came to my mind, and I thought I have to share it. If I could pick any fight to see, it would be Jan versus Volkanovski. Let me know in the comments below, what matchups would you like to see that are really unrealistic? Like, let's be honest, a lot of these fights, in fact, I'm pretty confident saying none of these fights are ever going to happen in the UFC. But they're fun fights. Let's rank them in order. So, Volk versus Jan is number 1. Number 2 is O'Malley versus Holloway. Yeah, I would really like to see that. 3 is Lopez versus Gaethje. 4, Dricus, Jiří, and the last one, Alex versus Derrick Lewis. I would love to see all these fights, though. I would love to see all of them. I think they are really good matchups. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all again in the next one.